We were trying to figure out just before we started recording if perhaps we had met IRL before. I don't think so.
No, we haven't met, but we did pass each other in 2015 before a Bjork gig in Manchester.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're a Suffolk guy.
No, I'm from Portsmouth, but I live in London.
Yes.
The Manchester thing was just a weekend trip.
Uh-huh. How long have you been around this part of the world in London?
I moved here in 2006.
Yeah. You're 24?
38.
Yeah. You are one of my favourite musicians, someone whose music has improved my life immeasurably over the years.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. And as I was saying before we started recording, I'm a huge, long-time fan of yours.
Right.
I've always dreamed of being on this podcast.
Oh, good.
So I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, wow. Thanks very much. I'm honoured.
I'm honoured.
I love the new record.
Oh, great.
Do you know what it's called yet?
Yeah, it's called Familiar Music.
It's been going down very well, the new record, hasn't it? Do you not feel?
Well, it's not fully out for another week, but
Okay.
regardless, I don't have much of a reach, so it's hard to know how it would go down outside of my already supportive circle of friends and acquaintances, really.
But do you crave, like, being pushed into some mysterious mainstream super zone?
I wouldn't say I crave it, but I'd certainly welcome that kind of situation. And if any of your listeners can help with that, please send me an email or something.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, anyhow, for me, the success of the thing is ultimately secondary to the accomplishment of the thing.
You're right. I hadn't thought about that before, but of course that makes total sense.
Yeah, I think the really meaningful success has already happened by the time I've released the album because, you know, I set out to make that album and then I did make it.
Yes.
But then I probably would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pivot.
Okay.
Who produced that?
I produced it all myself and then it was mastered by my friend Samuel H. James.
Right. You've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah, I know. It's not that different from previous releases.
Yeah.
But I find it increasingly tough to shake off all of my sort of deeply embedded musical habits. But I will try harder to do so in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this record.
Oh, me too. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the definitive Gathering Doubt album because I consider the whole project to be a sort of work in progress, really.
Okay.
But I'm pretty happy with it, most of it anyway.
Good artwork, by the way. Who's that?
It was just me this time around.
Right.
The single artworks are all photos from my phone, but I framed them in a beautiful old oak frame and then took photos of them in a nice light where I work.
But what is the point?
Well, the whole process of digital releasing is just so bleak and unsatisfying and desolate.
Really, you feel it?
Yeah, I do feel that. So I thought, you know, the least I could do is give the images a good, decent send-off before they just become little tiny squares on someone's phone.
Yeah. Listen, I would love it if you... would you be all right to play a song?
Yeah, of course.
Are you going to play guitar and sing?
I'm going to play piano and sing. Not a real piano, it's an electric piano.
That's okay. Where's best to stick these mics, do you think?
Maybe one near the speaker there and one in front of my head.
Uh-huh. This is really good. Why don't you introduce the first song?
Sure. This song is called Solar Plexus.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about this one, if you could, please.
Well, I think the character in the song is kind of lamenting the fact that his friends and peers are beginning to settle down or move away somewhere quieter, as if it's a sort of massive cop-out or they're giving up on something.
Right.
But hopefully as the song continues, it starts to become clear that he's the one that probably needs to change his life.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get on with it. Would you be able to add some reverb in post, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
I took a short, soft look in a reflective pane. Never again, never again. Old confidant, how could you abandon your room and pass this golden ticket by? so we should try it and get off my case. I can do what I like with my weekend. She frowns and explains it's Monday. Don't move, stay in the city. I just feel it in my solar plexus. Don't move, stay in the city. You'll never live it down. Are you still with us? Are you still with
That's that one.
That was great, man. I love it. It was great.
Thank you so
It
much.
was really impressive. I was so knocked out by it. And it really moved me.
Well, that's a relief to hear, because fundamentally I think I'm just trying to make something that moves somebody, and ideally myself.
Yeah. That's a special exclusive version, specially recorded for
Yeah.
this podcast.
Yeah, the album version is a lot more synthy and regimented, and obviously the singing is better because I was able to do loads of retakes.
Yeah. I mean, you're good on the piano, you're good on the guitar.
Oh, thanks.
And have you ever taken singing lessons then?
No, I'm not a good singer, and I really should take lessons, actually. But in my defence, it's not really the point. If I feel a proper singer is needed, then I'll bring one in, which I have done in the past. But ultimately, my voice is just a vehicle for the songs and the ideas. And I hope the listener can kind of meet me halfway and at least imagine what I'm trying to sing.
Right.
We're halfway through the podcast. I think it's going really great. The conversation's flowing like it would between a geezer and his babe.
I had an impression of what I thought it was about.
Solar plexus.
Yeah. But one of the things I like about your lyrics is that you work in lots of little references to things here and there, and it's fun trying to sort of decode them and
Right.
imagine what they refer to.
Yeah, something I really love across all art forms is when real people are inserted into fictional scenarios.
Yeah.
So I find myself doing that quite a lot with like celebs and household names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a song on the album called Good Night My Heart.
How does that one go?
I'm going to play it in a minute, but that one makes reference to David Attenborough and Jesus Christ, who in a way I guess is the ultimate household name.
Yeah.
I do worry that a listener might think there's some sort of character assassination attempt taking place, but it's not that deep really. I just needed a national treasure, and David Attenborough fulfilled the syllable count.
So were you gutted when he passed away?
Oh, I think he's still with us actually, but it will be gutting when he does pass away, and I'll respectfully switch his name out for an alternative national treasure who still has a few more years ahead of them.
Uh-huh. Sometimes you're quite overt and very specific in a way that few bands I can think of are.
Occasionally, yeah, but I'm trying to work towards writing in a more overt and specific way. I feel like I'm too reliant on the use of irony and sort of opaque messages.
Yeah.
I'd love someday to be the sort of songwriter who can just write a really unambiguous, on-the-nose song like God Only Knows or something like that.
Have you ever met Neil Young and talked to him about things like that? Because he's another one who's absolutely fundamentalist about it.
I honestly don't know how that would possibly happen.
He would have been into your stuff.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's hear the song.
Yeah, sorry for going down a bit of a wormhole about it.
I love it, though. It's fascinating.
All right.
When the girl ghost has given up. All duty fulfilled, a half-empty vessel remains. When the ghost has given up, beware of gifts from management. I promise you that we all hear what you are saying. Beware of gifts from management. What time did you start? And when will you get to leave? Good night, my heart. Good night, my heart. I will be sad, and you will be my reprieve. Good night, my heart. Good night, my heart. Beware of men on pedestals. Christ of Nazareth, Sir David Attenborough, and yours truly. Beware of men on pedestals. But what time did you start? And when will you get to leave? Good night, my heart. Good night, my heart. I will be sad, and you will be my reprieve. Good night, my heart. Good night, my heart. Good night.
Wow.
Thank you for sitting there and listening. It's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yes.
I wouldn't have minded if you just went on your phone and looked at YouTube or something.
Do you go on kind of surfing missions on YouTube, swinging from one video to the next?
Yes, it's a real problem. But I've been tuning into a great channel recently called Unusual Videos.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They do a kind of 10-minute weekly digest of ridiculous clips. And I'd recommend those to anyone who's prone to procrastination but doesn't want it to consume their entire life.
How was Glastonbury?
I wasn't there. I've never been, never played. But I like to think I'm playing the long game. So I've got my eye on the Legends slot in maybe 20 years or so.
Surely, though, we can make it happen in some other way.
well,
There's
yeah.
got to be another project.
Oh, another project.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could just sort of start again, try something else. Might be a bit late now.
Yeah.